Hello crew, welcome to The Film Look. Rob and Rich here with another filmmaking knowledge bomb.
And today we want to share with you a technique which pretty much guarantees you're going to have a really entertaining scene during the writing and directing process of your next film.
Firstly, we're going to look at a film called Logan.
But before we get into it, why don't you subscribe for more knowledge bombs just like this one? So in this scene we have two characters, Melly and Moody. Melly is Sadie's auntie and Moody is Sadie's stepfather. So they are tenuously related. Let's build up this scene starting with something called character objectives. Melly's objective in this scene is to simply escape the situation. She wants to ignore Moody and leave. She wants nothing to do with him. Moody, on the other hand, wants to assert dominance. He wants to impress Melly. You get the impression that he has low self-esteem. And if he charms this good-looking woman, he can give himself a pat on the back that he's a confident, good-looking chap. You'll notice that their objectives in the scene are designed to stop each other's objective from being successful. This creates conflict. Both characters want something, but both characters are also getting in the way of the other person achieving their goal. This gives us a scene to work with. The actors now have objectives in the scene and they can conflict with each other. We've now wound up the toys and we're going to let these characters battle. The next thing we can build on is the turning point. And in order to have a turning point, we need to decide who has the power at the beginning of the scene. In screenwriting, this is usually symbolized by a plus and a minus, and this will snap in the midst of the scene. In this scene, Moody has the power. He enters the scene with confidence. He's overbearing. He stands tall. Melly avoids eye contact. She wants to leave.
No go.
You're an idiot.
No, it's true.
Not true.
Look it up.
I am kind of surprised you went for the V6 automatic.
Bang, there. They are crashing into each other. Melly can't leave because he won't shut up. Moody won't shut up because he needs to impress her. Melly's comment about how he can't drive a manual car, aka a stick, makes Moody backtrack. He's thinking, how do I impress her? Quickly, say you love stick, make an excuse.
If you want to listen to a full film breakdown of the film Logan, we have a podcast. It's called the Film Look Podcast, and you can find a link in the description.
Right, let's look at another example, this time from a film called Billy Elliot. Quick backstory for this scene. Billy is a young lad who discovers he wants to be a ballet dancer. His dad, a coal miner, who is currently on strike, refuses to let him join the class. So Billy sneakily goes to the dance teacher's house to persuade her to speak to his dad about joining the ballet class. The characters with conflicting objectives are Billy and the dance teacher's husband, Mr. Wilkinson. Billy's objective in this scene is to survive the interrogation. He doesn't speak much. He just got finished arguing with his dad. He doesn't want to argue with a stranger as well, especially an adult. He's got the minus symbol.
Mr. Wilkinson, on the other hand, is using this scene as an opportunity to rant about the miners' strike in a way that lifts him up. Again, it's a matter of self-esteem. He's using Billy as a way to vent these opinions.
If it was up to me, I'd shut the lot of them down tomorrow.
For God's sake. What do you do, Mr. Wilkinson?
He's been made redundant.
Our turning point is when Billy asks, "What do you do, Mr. Wilkinson?" And his daughter reveals that he's been made redundant. He doesn't have a job anymore. This guy doesn't have a leg to stand on. He's a hypocrite. Then you get that little smile from Billy, and that means so much to the audience. We are rooting for Billy, and he just won. This win from Billy seems like it didn't take much fighting, but if you've seen Billy Elliot before, you know he isn't the type of kid to shut up and listen. So him sitting there and taking the rant from Mr. Wilkinson is a new tactic for Billy, and it just paid off.
Speaking of new tactics, we're now on Patreon, so if you want to help support this channel like these lovely people did, you can head over there and help support what we do. We've got extra bonus videos, we've got a community Discord, and then we've also got one-on-one feedback chat sessions for your projects. Lastly, we're going to break down our short film 60 seconds. There's a link in the description, and we certainly tried to apply all of these techniques when making the film, but did it work? Let us know in the comments below.
60 seconds is also a short film, not a feature like the other examples. And it also happens in one location as one big scene, so the tricks aren't like for like, but we applied them where we thought they worked best. First of all, we have Stu. His goal throughout the film is to try and make Daniel his friend. His objective is to provide a fun working environment and impress Daniel as much as possible. He tries to do this through humour and imitating Daniel's bomb lingo. The irony of the film is that a fun working environment is impossible when trying to defuse a bomb.
Daniel's goal is to simply defuse the bomb. He tries to do this by ignoring Stu and working alone. He's a bit of a stuck-up workaholic. These objectives conflict with each other, stopping each person from being successful.
The turning point is when there is a page missing from the bomb manual, and Stu finally helps Daniel by providing a good idea, finding a YouTube tutorial. But because Daniel is stuck up and selfish, he rushes through the next step to defuse the bomb. He pushes the bomb over, and Stu has to catch it.
Come on! Be careful, it's a bomb! Yeah, I'm well aware! Fucking hell, man!
This is when the power switches to Stu, but this is also the point in the film when they both begin to realise that their objectives in the film are actually getting in the way of their goals. Stu wants to impress Daniel and become friends. So after the turning point, he knuckles down. He gets serious. He provides Daniel with everything he needs. That's a much better way to impress him. Daniel realises that he can't defuse this bomb on his own. He needs Stu, so he invites him in. That's a much better way to defuse a bomb and not die. After the turning point, their new objectives line up with their overall goals, and after more humorous scenes, they are successful.
That was some serious shit.
But like I said, did we pull this technique off? Let us know in the comments below.
And if you want to know more about 60 Seconds, we've got a video right here that goes through the entire process of making the film.
Thanks for watching, and that is another filmmaking knowledge bomb.